Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kuzil Farms. I'm real excited for today's episode because today we're going to start automating our chicken coop. And I've been wanting to do this for a while because I'd like to start getting the automation out away from my house. So I dug a trench out today, kind of in preparation for our line that's going to connect the two buildings. I'll explain what all that means here in a minute. In between this episode and the last one, I was able to clear out a lot of ground, which let me be able to put 5 stacks of reinforced on here, which makes my tool unbreakable. So at this point, there's really not much point in getting it any better. I also did the unbreakable hatchet. I might upgrade that one. I might upgrade both the broadsword and the pickaxe, and I'll show you all that in a future episode. I also, like I said, I terraformed this whole area. Over here is where we're going to be having our very large apiary, and it's going to kind of go in, if you imagine, kind of like a box right here, and then off to the side here there's going to be a little bit of a room for all of our bee breeding and genetic manipulation and all that stuff. So all of our bees are going to be kept in their own house, kind of like in their own super industrial apiary, and then off to the side, connected to the building, there's going to be like a little breed system. Put in a space for another chicken coop, should we need that, and then I started collecting cows. Let me show you what I found so far. So I found a bunch of these cows. I only have one of the 2 diamond cows. But I should have 2 of everything else. I found one ice cow. I need to find another one. I'm not sure I want to keep these guys. They're very noisy, and all they give you is snow, which isn't really all that useful, but it'd be nice to have them just to have them, but the constant snapping like that's going to get old really quick. So, but yeah, found some pretty useful cows. Gold, lapis, iron, redstone. That I can start breeding and acquiring the resources from. And then over here, I have a ridiculous amount of the fluid cows. So I think this is not quite half. So if I were to put a second floor on this and fill it all up, I think that would be just about right, which is what I plan to do anyway. I'm not going to keep them like this. This is just temporary. I'll probably put in the second floor, maybe even a third floor, and design it a specific way. But I'm toying with 3 different ideas what I want to do, and we'll just kind of see which way I decide to go with that. Definitely need to find more trees, but I haven't been working on that. But anyway, let's get started with today's episode. This is the 3rd attempt at recording. So I have quite a few of the things made. It's pretty depressing once you start recording and then you get certain ways and realize it's not working. So hopefully that's the case, and we can just kind of move forward and start recording videos. That'd be very nice. Okay, so today, like I said, we're going to be automating the chicken coop, and I have a few resources that I want to show you, a few things that are pretty cool. If you come into refined storage, let's just do refined. And you go to the last page, page 61. You want to make something called the wireless crafting grid. To do that, you're going to need to make the crafting grid, which is this thing right here, and do the rest of that. I made the pattern for it, which reminds me, I need to make some more of those. And I already have it made because I thought I was recording and we were doing good things, and yeah, there you go. So here's how to use it. So I'm just gonna type in wireless. Gonna grab my I have it up here. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to take it and you're going to look at the controller for the system that you want it to access. You're gonna shift right click. That's gonna link it up with it. Then you're gonna want to come over to any of your power cells and stick it in there and charge it up. And if you try to use it now, you're not going to be able to, because it says there's not a wireless transmitter in range. if I put one here, then I can access my refined storage system from the wireless crafting grid. So I'm going to grab a couple more of those, the wireless things. I'm going to grab at least one, and we're going to grab some cable, and let's connect the two buildings. Okay, so I'm going to come down here, and I've done this, like I said, I've done this 3 times, but I want to do it with you on camera, so I keep tearing it up and putting it back down. Hopefully this time it takes. I've got some new video editing software. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think, see if you can tell the difference. I'm not sure that it has the same transition options that the other one did, but I think this one has a lot more control over the editing, and if something were to go wrong, I can fix it easier. So, alright, so we're just turning all these corners here, and once we get into the building, I have decided to split the cable here so that it goes a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go around the corner here and have all of our processing kind of back behind the chickens down a little bit. So we're going to be using XNet to manage the items, and we're going to be using XNet to feed the items into a chest, and then we'll use the refined storage system to store it. So we could use the refined storage just to pull everything out, and we could do it that way, but I like using multiple mods to do something once, you know. So okay, here we go. Let's put down our wireless transmitter. This will be here just kind of temporarily, but that gives us access to our stuff out here in the chicken coop. And we're going to grab a power cell. This already has a card in it, and it's already charged up. We're going to grab a controller for our XNet system, which might have some commands in it already. We're going to grab a chest. And no, not a trap chest. We'll just grab one of these. And then we'll grab a trash can. Okay. So I have messed with the chickens, or the clay chicken and the snowball chicken. So these aren't. So the rest of these will have just these. But these two, we were part of our recording, and it didn't take. So, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to set our controller. Let's put our trash can here. Let's actually go. I'm thinking we should just put it right. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We put it there. And we can put that there, and I can really just kind of mess with, let's switch these around. Put the controller there. There we go. And there we go. All right, let's delete this. Okay, this first channel I'm going to probably use for energy, so I'm just going to switch to the second channel already. And what we're going to do is, let's grab a chest here, and we'll stick the chest on the other side of the trash can. Okay, now what we're going to do, yeah, that'll work perfect. Okay, so we're going to double click on this, double click on that, and it's going to show it that that's the clay chicken that we're messing with is this first one. So we're going to create a item channel, okay, and we're going to turn it off because I don't want it to do anything yet. We're going to extract all the items out of there. And we're going to put in, let's grab one piece of clay. We're going to put the insert clay into the chest, and we're going to put everything else into the trash can. Now, if we have, see where it says pry? It stands for priority. If we set this priority the same as this priority, we might be deleting some clay. So what we want to do is we want to set this priority just a number higher than the trash can. That means that this will always sort clay into the chest before it does anything with the trash can. Okay, let's turn it on and see what happens. So it should be taking out all of these, and if we wanted to, we could change this to extract stack, and it's going to take out the whole stack. Now if we look in this chest, the only thing that should be in this chest is clay. Perfect. Okay, let's do the same thing for our snow chicken. You know what? Those cows. They probably aren't bothering you guys, but they're driving me crazy. Alright, that's enough snapping and cracking from you guys. Okay. Store those for now. Okay, let's grab some snow from our snow chicken. And we're going to do the same thing, right? So we're just going to double click on this, make sure that that's our snow chicken. It is. We're going to extract everything, but we're going to put that in there first. Okay. Now we're also going to change this to stack. Okay. So that should be doing the same thing, pulling out an entire stack at a time. And if I put that in there, and that should be sorting out everything into the chest except the snowball. Okay, so I can do this down the line. Just grab the item that I want from here and just do the same thing, right? So this is going to be the third one, right? And we're going to insert silicone, extract stack, and there it goes. Okay, now everything is stored in this chest. Now how do we get the stuff out of the chest? We're going to grab an import bus, or importer, and I believe this importer already has the upgrade. It does not. Okay, cool. So I made a stack upgrade here, and what this is going to do is it's going to import a whole stack at a time. So if the way this is going to work, we have, you know, potentially a whole row of chickens all producing stuff simultaneously. If it was pulling out one item at a time, it would not work so well. So let's go right below there and bring it over to here. Good. Now we can take this. No, we didn't want to do that. There we go. We can take this and stick it, oh, I don't know, anywhere over here. And that's going to let us access our wireless crafting grid. Now, what's the range on this thing? Let's come over here. We're still within we're still pretty close. I'm wondering, yeah, it's out of range. So we're going to have a second one over here. I'm thinking, let's put it right down here. We're going to have enough cable anyway, right? Okay, let's put this back in and put the stack upgrade on. And let's bring this over to right here. Okay, we'll just put it there. And that should cover most of the range. Let's see if I can still use it over here, because this is probably going to be the farthest away from it. No. Okay, so I'm going to need a few, which is fine. I made a bunch just in case. Okay. We'll just put one in the middle there. We'll put one over here in this corner, and we'll put one over here in this corner. It's probably not necessary, but and that should give us, and then we'll do one at the other corners and then the side there, and that should give us access all throughout the building here. Perfect. And a little bit outside, of course. Okay, I'm going to do that for the rest of the chickens, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, all of the chickens have been added to our system. Okay, now the next step that I wanted to do was to have an easy way for me to, when I'm in here, to see what my resources are. So one of the solutions that I came up with for that was the storage monitor. Okay, storage monitor is made like this, right here. So you just have the machine casing, your construction and destruction core, basic processor, and some glass and an enriched iron. So it's pretty easy. How it works is you hook it up to your system. So there's a couple places that I put this, right? So one was right on top of the chicken. That looked weird because it cut the top of the chicken's head off. And the next place for it was up a block. And I kind of like it up there. The next thought would be to put it directly underneath. So if I were to grab it and just stick it here, for example, that might not be too bad. I think that's okay. Let's grab one piece of clay, and a snowball. Okay, here's how this works. You have to shift right click. Oh, let's connect it first to looks like I'm gonna move you down one, bud. Okay, and we're just gonna bring this up so it touches. As long as they're touching the system, it's good enough. Okay, so shift right click with an open hand, and you put the item in there that you want it to track. Okay, and do that with the snow, just like that. And then you suddenly put all the rest of them in. Okay, so we have a pretty good amount of all of these things. I have been going through lava like crazy since each of these is basically one bucket of lava. That's not a lot. But when you consider that we haven't been collecting these for a period of time and we've been getting these like from other resources and stuff, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice we have all that, but you know, it's not as surprising that this isn't much higher. The rest of these are pretty good. Redstone could be a little bit more, but again, we're getting that from something else. We have a lot of wood. We should probably start destroying some of that. But yeah, so that's where we sit currently with that. And I could be, I'm going to start doing this to the rest of them. So next time, probably when you see this, I'll have all of this put underneath these and over here. And then lastly, underneath these, because these are doing pretty good. They're okay. They're not stellar. But once we start automating putting them in to our system, we should start seeing a whole lot more. So let's bring this back over and get some grass growing in here so I can put the path back in. And yeah, we'll just stop there for now, because I don't really have anything over there. But we can put all this back in. Alright. So I'm going to keep working on that a little bit and come back here in just a second. Okay, the next thing I want to start working on is management of our fluids. I want to upgrade our big reactor upstairs just a little bit more. I've learned early on in my modded Minecraft gaming experience that if you stay ahead of the power, everything else is going to work just fine. And I don't know what our current power usage needs are. I don't know if this will tell us. Actually, that's not a lot. It's 290. However, we might be starting to add on to that rather quickly. So everything we're doing now takes power, down to our item management systems and our item storage systems. We have plenty of chickens, and we're going to be adding on to those. So off camera, I could be adding on quite a lot of power usage without really knowing it. So that doesn't actually take into consideration the power usage of everything here. Let's see. That's not going to tell me. Let's run upstairs and see if we can figure out how much power we're using on a regular basis. I'll show you kind of how to tell. We're going to go around to the back of our reactor here and take a look at this, and we can click stats. So it's putting in quite a lot of power. I shouldn't have clicked on it, but I wanted to know how much we were pulling out, and it doesn't look like there's a lot being pulled out right now, but when we start using things like, especially when we turn the bees back on, or once we start getting into our modded mob farm, Woot, that's going to start taking a lot of power. So I'd like to upgrade that. That's something that we could do at the end of this video, just to kind of tag on. I did find a cow that is rather valuable for big reactors. Let me get a bucket here, or 16. And we are going to make this black hole tank. Out of all the tanks in the game, we could make these water tanks. They only hold water. We could do a chisel and bit fluid tank. I've never used that before. This ender tank is good for transporting liquids across dimension. It's like an item ender chest, but for fluids. We will be using that. Rainy tank, again, for collecting water. Mutagen tank for gendistry. And then we've got these tank upgrades for hatchery, which I don't even know. Hatchery tank, what is that? Shredder? Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't even know that hatchery has a tank. So I don't know why you would need a tank upgrade. Yeah, I don't even know. But well, I want to make this this black hole tank. Check this out. It can hold up to 2 billion millibuckets. So if you chop off the number right here, that's 2 million buckets of a single fluid, which is overpowered. Like we don't need it to hold that much. But it's something that we can use for now. So let's see if we can teach our system how to make one or more of these. And we have the plastic. I don't know that I've taught it how to make an eye of ender. And machine casing, I think it has that. I think I keep checking that, and it always has it. It hasn't gone anywhere. Okay, now let's put these in and see where we stand on making one of these. See if there's anything that else we need. Okay, so we're gonna need buckets and powder. So I'll teach you how to make a bucket. Surprised I haven't done that yet. And then blaze rods, we should have a ton of those. And we'll just stick that in here and let it make us a bunch of blaze powder. I think it should be 4 each. Yeah. Okay. So, tank. Make us one of those, please. Thank you, sir. Okay, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna go test something. Okay. I want to know if there's a way to. Oh, by the way, I was supposed to show you what's in these. I don't know that I ever did. Here you go. This is what's caught in here. It'd be nice to have a hopper with a chest underneath it. Same thing over here. A bunch of stuff. We can pull out and use. Okay, let's put this here. We'll use a single bucket of water. Stick it in there, and oh, okay, you can right click on it. Now, let's see if we can take that bucket. See if I can get that out of there. Oh, it changes it. Okay. So if I right click, it's empty. As soon as I put water in there, it turns it the color of water. That's amazing. Shift right click, side north. I don't know what that means. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to put the water back in the ocean, And we're going to go collect over a period of time the stuff called gelid cryothium. I think it is... That's water. This guy here. Okay, so every few minutes, this is going to be gelid cryothium. We're going to need a lot of this. So I'm curious if I pick this up, is it going to keep its gelid cryothium? It is. That's cool. Okay, so this is going to be our new portable tank that we're going to take with us. So we're going to need actually quite a lot from this guy. In fact, it might be beneficial for me to set up a milking station for this guy. Let's do that. Okay, we are going to make the animal rancher. If you look at the book for industrial foregoing under animal husbandry, it says when provided with power, it will try to interact animals with buckets and shears to milk cows and shear sheeps. So let's teach it how to make that. So shears, we don't know how to make shears. And do we know how to make gold gears? Yes, we do. Okay. And it's only one kind. Good. I think we're set with just that. Now, if I grab some stone, we're just going to set up a temporary one for now. And we're going to grab some power. These power cells are the coolest, aren't they? Okay, and then we're going to grab the rancher. And we're going to see how this works. Let's also grab some more XNet. So controller. Connectors. Let's grab 3, I guess. And let's see what we can do with that. Let's grab some cabling while we're here, just in case we need it. Okay, and we'll head back over there, stick our cow in a spot. Now we are going to need a range upgrade, just a little one. I think I have one here. Range upgrade 0. I don't quite need it that big. We'll just do this. This makes it a 3x3 anyway. That's the smallest we can make it. Alright. So let's set this up. Actually, let's grab our... Did I put that away? Uh-oh. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Don't think I can use it here. Nope. Let's get closer to the chicken coop. And we can use it. Let's grab the golden lasso for him. I think that's everything we need. Cool. Let's pick this guy up. Okay, we can milk him, so let's do that again. Stick that in there. We'll pick him up. Oh, a little bit of lag. Pick this up. And let's go in, let's just go over here for now. I think the milking station is going to be at the tail end over here. If I decide to go with that, it's going to be over here somewhere. So, we might as well clear out a space. 2, 3. So this is going to be the space that we use, and then our animal rancher is going to be here facing inward. Okay, and our cow is going to stand inside. Let's put the upgrade in there. Show the work area. Cool. Okay. And stick our cow in there. Now we could put multiple cows in here. These guys aren't going to breed. And we could just milk them all if we wanted to. Kind of nice. Let's put a controller here. We probably only needed one controller. Let's put our tank and controller, which we're going to need to put power to. So let's do that here. Out. Okay, it's got power now. Okay, now let's provide power. Extract from here. Insert. You see me do this enough times, I think. And we'll insert here. Okay. Now we're going to extract fluids from... How does the rancher work? Uh-oh. Come up here, and we'll give it some buckets. Now what is it going to do with those buckets? Oh, right here. This guy is not ready yet. Okay, that's fine. This will give us some time to set it up. I should have put that in there. I should have put him down. Like, that's okay. So we could just... One bucket is probably enough. I don't know that... When provided with a bucket... Here, let's take a look at the animal rancher again. When provided with power, it will try to interact with animals with buckets and shears to milk and shear sheep. Okay, so we're gonna try and use bucket here, and I'm hoping the fluid goes into here. I'm hoping it just goes back at the bucket, goes back and forth, or just stays there and fills up the fluid tank. We will see here in like a minute and 41 seconds. And then I'm hoping I can just use XNet here to move the fluids over. So right now I've got 2 buckets of gelid cryothium, and we're going to let this guy work for a while and get ourselves some enough for our reactor. Once this guy clicks over here. Bringing you guys back in for the last few seconds here. We're just going to watch over here and see how this works. So right now I'm not pumping out any fluid from the animal rancher, and it just does that. Okay, now how can I manipulate this? Let's hit use bottler. Okay. So I take this and it goes into here. Is that how that works? Now how do I... Wonder if I can move... I wonder if it will let me... Let's try doing it with this. Okay, so we'll create... turn it off for now. We're going to extract the full bucket. I don't know if this is going to work. And insert into there. Let's turn that on, see if that works. 3 buckets. Okay. Now where did the bucket go? Okay, cool. So then I can extract... that worked. I did not expect that to work. We'll turn this off for a second. We're going to extract only empty buckets and put them... Put them in here. Insert. I wonder if that's going to just keep looping, or since this is the that works. That's amazing. Okay, so that's all automated now. And every 3.5 minutes or whatever, it's going to milk it, stick it in here. XNet's going to pull it out, stick it in here. It's going to empty itself into the system. The empty bucket's going to show up here. XNet will grab that empty bucket and stick it back here. Cool. Perfect milking station. And it's small, so if anything that I want to put in here, I can. And of course, we'll have something a little bit better than black hole tank for that. But for now, I'm going to let this guy just work his way for a while, probably a couple hours. I want enough buckets. I don't know how many buckets I need. I should probably figure that out. So instead of water, we're going to use gelid cryothium. Gelid cryothium freezes everything it touches, even you. So if you fall into it, it's going to hurt. It's going to start killing you very quickly. because think of gelid cryothium as like liquid nitrogen. You don't want it. Okay. So we're going to put 1 bucket for every block of water that's in here. Okay. Then we're also going to change the middle there into something else. So let's check this out. There is something called, I believe it's Enderium. I have the liquid version of it. I think it's Enderium. Let's just type that in. Yeah, this right here. Block of Enderium. I believe this is more thermally exchanging. I don't know how the proper words to say for that. It can exchange temperatures easier than metal. Like, you know, diamond's pretty good, and I'm trying to find it here. And emeralds are really good, but resonant ender is pretty close. I think it might be, it's green. Nope, not that guy. Might be this guy here. Molten Enderium. Milk this guy. Turn this into ingots. And I'm just going to probably do this by hand, or I might make another ender tank. But watch this. So each of these buckets is going to be, I'm going to turn this off. I was playing around with these earlier. And yeah, you see this? We have a supremium fluid cow, and each of these gives you 6 point something ingots. So I'll show you here. Dump that in there, and then we'll take a look at this. It's 6 ingots, 8 nuggets, and 8 millibuckets. So I'm not sure how many millibuckets makes a nugget, but we know that 9 nuggets makes an ingot. So this is just shy of 7 ingots. I don't know why whoever made fluid cows made it that way, but whatever. So we're going to want a lot of this. And what I should do is just make them into blocks. But basically every spot that you see a copper block, I'm going to put an Enderium block in there. So I'm going to work on that off camera, and then I'll be back once I have all of that selected. So we're going straight from like basic to very, very, very powerful, like the top end stuff, just because we found cows with it. Normally the progression would be like liquid redstone and then liquid ender pearls, and then you'd get into like the gelid cryothium. And then for your solid fuel or your solid heat dissipation, the solid blocks in there would go like, I don't know, copper, and then you'd go to like maybe iron, and then maybe not even iron. You just go to diamond, and then from diamond you'd probably go to the Enderium. That's probably the progression there. But anyway, I'm going to put a light in here so he doesn't get zombified. I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to keep working on, I might actually set up a separate milking station for our molten Enderium guy here. Just kind of duplicate this over here. Or I could specifically say, since this is, I wonder if I could, here, let's just do that real quick. Let's make another black hole tank. And since that one is set to be for since this one over here is set for gelid cryothium, I wonder if I put the fluid in there for this cow. So here in like 30 seconds, I don't want to get shot. Let's go sleep. That'll give us the 30 seconds, then we can milk him again and get the bucket, turn that tank into the bucket we want. And I wonder if XNet is smart enough to put the buckets of fluid where they belong. So I could put multiple cows in there, put multiple black hole tanks, and just kind of let the system work for me since I've already got it set up. I wonder if it's going to try and put it into, I wonder if I need to specify, you know what I mean, like, here, I'll just show you. Okay, so our molten Enderium, we'll pick you up and stick Enderium in there, and this should give us, okay, that is what I was looking for. Now if I attach this to it and stick a second bucket in here, okay, and then I tell my system to insert and extract a bucket, empty bucket. I wonder if it will be smart enough to know that only Enderium goes in here, or if it will try and put the gelid cryothium bucket up here and it won't actually work. You know what I mean? So let's find out. Let's put our cow in here. So now it's going to be milking 2 cows at once. And hopefully, since these are set up, gelid cryothium and molten Enderium, hopefully XNet will not try and put those where they don't belong. Otherwise, we're going to have to... How close are you? 3 minutes. It just did it. Okay. Hopefully it's smart enough. And let's see. We don't have anything in the wrong spot. We will find out here in 1 minute. Okay, now it's going to start taking the gelid cryothium. And we'll see if it sticks it where it belonged. Okay, it did. 6 buckets in there. That's the Enderium that I'm concerned about, because I figured that would work since this is the first kind of one that we set up. I'm wondering if when it milks the Enderium cow, if it will try and stick the bucket in here. We shall see. If that's the case, if it does work, we could probably just set up a large milking system here with a huge upgrade and then just milk the whole thing all at once. It's probably the fastest way to do it. Or we could set it up like this. I don't know that, I mean, these are cheap and it's cool that you can kind of make them their own. But Refined Storage has its own fluid management system, which would be really handy too. And maybe we could use these, you know, we'd have one of these tanks sitting at each cow spot. That way we can know what's, you know, what's on the other side of the wall or something. And that'll be like our storage monitor, but for a liquid. That'd be interesting. But there's also a liquid monitor. Okay. It's gonna milk it. And it's stuck it where it belonged. Wow, that's cool. And it was so fast. It milked it, stuck it where it belonged, and wow, that was neat. I wonder if that was just coincidence or if that was... I'm going to watch this off camera for a while, and I'll be back once this is all done. Okay guys, well so far this is working very well. It's able to milk multiple cows simultaneously and separate the fluids where they belong. And I'm going to let this go overnight, and we'll be back tomorrow to upgrade our big reactor. You guys have a good one. Take care. See you in the next one.